I want to apologize for that technical difficulty that we just went through, but all you've missed so far is Trent Brown doubling into left and Cam Corsi grounding out but moving Brown over to third base. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning as the second pitch on the way is going to be in there for ball 1. Once again, I want to apologize for the technical difficulties. Trent Brown doubling as the 1-1 pitch to Osborne is going to be in there for ball 2. Trent Brown doubling to start the inning. Cam Corsi grounding out, but moving Brown over to third base. 2-1 count here to the catcher, Parker Osborne. And Osborne's going to send that one right over top of the shortstop, but it's going to be a great catch there by the Bombers shortstop for the second out of the inning. So the first baseman, Nick Barnes, will be the batter here for the Generals. First pitch to Barnes is going to be fouled to the right side and almost caught by the first baseman over by the fence, but instead the count's going to move to 0-1. Once again, the Generals want to apologize for the technical difficulties as we're having connection issues. Out at first base. The 6th inning with the Bombers and the Generals knotted up 2-2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 6th inning. Bombers and Generals knotted up at 2. First batter up here for the Bombers will be Robin Adams. Adams hit the grand slam last night. That gave the the Bombers the victory in the 3rd game of the series, as the first pitch from Sakura is going to be fouled off to the right side by Adams. So the second pitch on the way, that one's going to be outside. And the count's going to go even to 1-1 here to Robin Adams. Gabe Sakura tonight, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 5 hits given up. 1-1 pitch on the way. Adams ground out. The catcher Ryan Newman. First pitch on the way to Newman is going to be outside for a ball. Ryan Newman already with 2 hits tonight and an RBI for the Brazos Valley Bombers, as that one's going to be outside once again. And the count quickly moves to 2-0 here on Ryan Newman. So the third pitch from Sakura is going to miss the outside corner. And quickly the count moves to a quick 3-0. And a 3-0 pitch from Sakura is going to be down and away for the 4th ball of the at-bat. So a 4-pitch walk for Gabe Sakura on Ryan Newman. And up next for the Bombers with the runner on first will be Christian Sepulveda. First pitch on the way to Sepulveda. That one's going to miss the corner for another ball. So Gabe Sakura struggling to find the strike zone here in the top half. Second pitch from Sakura is going to be sent into left field. A hook foul. So an even 1-1 count here to the shortstop Christian Sepulveda. No hits tonight on the pitcher Gabe Sakura. One count. That one's going to miss. And the count's going to move to 2-1. So a 2-1 count here to Sepulveda from Sakura. An off-speed pitch is going to be high. And Gabe Sakura falls behind 3-1 in the count. So out of the 8 pitches that Sakura has thrown to these last 2 batters, 7 of them have been balls. As he walked Ryan Newman on a 4-pitch at bat, and another ball thrown by Sakura, and that's going to be another walk. And head coach Michael Oros is going to come out for a mound visit after the second walk in a row by Gabe Sakura. So once again, I want to apologize for the technical difficulties that we had earlier in the stream. We were having a connection issue. Nothing was missed though, as no runs have been scored since the 3rd inning. And we're going to step aside here for just a quick moment as the mound visit takes place. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here in about 20 seconds. Chase Kemp will be the next batter up here for the Bombers, with runners on first and second and only 1 out, as the first pitch to Kemp is going to be outside for ball 1. So Gabe Sakura walking Ryan Newman on 4 pitches and walking Christian Sepulveda on 5 pitches. And already a ball here. Ball 2 will be thrown here by Gabe Sakura. So the batter Chase Kemp quickly up 2-0 on the lefty. And Sakura just trying to find the strike zone for the Generals. So a 2-0 pitch on the way from Sakura, and another ball, as that one's going to bounce off the plate. And the count quickly moves to 3-0 for Chase Kemp. No hits tonight in the game for Kemp, but Sakura in danger of walking another runner, as that one's going to be in there for strike one. So Sakura staying alive in this at-bat with Chase Kemp. The 3-1 pitch is going to be on the way. That one's going to be right down the gut for strike two. The fans trying to get behind their pitcher, Gabe Sakura, as Chase Kemp is the beer batter tonight. 2 for the Generals compadres party deck. So a strikeout would be huge here for Sakura, as that one's going to be grounded over to the first baseman, Nick Barnes. Barnes is just going to touch the bag for the second out of the inning, but the runners advance to second and third for the Bombers. So the runners advance to second and third after the ground out by Chase Kemp, and next up for the Bombers will be Dylan Gardner with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch on the way from Sakura is going to be outside for ball 1. If Gabe Sakura could get out of this inning with no damage done, that would be huge for the Generals, as he has struggled so far in this top half of the inning, as that one's going to be in there for a strike to even the count up at 1-1. 3 strikeouts tonight, 5 walks, and 5 hits given up by the lefty Sakura, as the 1-1 pitch is going to be thrown in there, and it's just going to miss the outside corner to make the count 2-1. Once again, battle of first and second place here in the TCL, as the 2-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed there by Gardner, and the count's going to even up to 2-2. Bombers sitting in first place, Generals sitting in second in the standings. 2-2 pitch on the way from Sakura, and it's going to bounce off the plate. We're going to have a full 3-2 count here to Dylan Gardner. 3-2 count to Gardner, and that one's going to be in there for strike 3. Gardner thought it was ball 4 as he started walking towards first, but the third out of the inning on the Gabe Sakura strikeout, and no runs scored in the top half of the 6th. Bombers and Generals still knotted up at 2-2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning with the Generals and the Bombers knotted up at 2. First up here for the Generals will be the right fielder, Zach Howard. Two hits in the game already for Howard, as the first pitch is going to be in there for ball 1. Productive 2 games so far for Zach Howard, as the 1-0 pitch is going to be in there for strike 1 to even the count up at 1-1. Howard hitting a home run last night versus the Bombers, and already with 2 hits tonight, as Howard's going to take that one inside for strike 2. So Zach Howard hitting .364 on the season for the Generals, as that one's going to be low and away to even the count up at an even 2-2. So an even 2-2 count here to Howard. Howard's going to take that one inside. And Zach Howard quickly with a 3-2 count here from pitcher Ben Varil. And Varil's going to throw that one in there. Howard having to jump out of the way, and Zach Howard's going to take a walk here to start the bottom half of the 6th. So just what the Generals needed was a base runner. And up next will be the center fielder, Michael Williams. An RBI tonight for Williams, as the first pitch in there to Williams is going to be strike 1. So the Generals looking to get something started here in the bottom of the 6th with the Zach Howard walk, and Howard on first as Williams squared up to bunt that one, but he pulls back just in time to even the count up to 1-1. Michael Williams hitting .362 this year for the Generals, as Williams squares to bunt that one. Williams is going to get the bunt down. The throw over to second is going to be in there for the first out of the inning. So the sacrifice squeeze there by Michael Williams did not work out, as the runner is thrown out at second. And now the third baseman, Michael Slayton, will be up to bat with a runner on first and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch on the way to Slayton. It's going to be check swung, but he did not go around, so that will be a ball. Michael Slayton with a strikeout tonight for the Generals, as Slayton's going to pop that one up in the infield. Excuse me, it's going to fly out to the right fielder, almost losing it, but making the catch for the second out of the inning. So the ball flying a little further than I thought it did, out to the right fielder, almost losing it in the cloudless sky here in Victoria. But nonetheless, Slayton flies out to right, and up next here for the Generals will be Luis Vargas. First pitch on the way to Vargas. Vargas is swinging and fouling that one back for an 0-1 count. So 0-1 count here to Luis Vargas. 0 for 2 on the night. Runner on first is Michael Williams, and Vargas is going to send that one into the right side bleachers for strike number 2. "77 pitches thrown so far. Bombers starting pitcher Ben Varil. Shortstop. in second with 2 outs. So the left fielder, Dominic Cox, will be pitch to Cox is going to be fouled off to the right. Look at it this way. Michael Williams on third and home, as Williams has the speed to get there. Second pitch on the way to Cox is going to be in there for ball 1. And the count quickly even at 1-1. So Williams on second, Vargas on first. Dominic Cox, the left fielder, up to bat, as Williams is heading to third on the missed swing there by Dominic Cox, and he's going to get in there safe. So a nice play there by Michael Williams, getting down with the slide. And the Generals now with the runner in scoring position with a 1-2 count here on Dominic Cox. So a big at-bat here by the left fielder, as the pitch on the way from Viril is going to be sent over to the third baseman, fired across to first, and the ground out for the third out of the inning. So Dominic Cox grounds out, and we head to the 7th. The score still all knotted up, 2-2. We're going to step aside, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 7th inning. Generals and Bombers knotted up at 2. Gabe Secura's night is finished for the Generals, and the new pitcher in for Victoria will be Ty Hoker. So 6 innings pitched tonight for Gabe Secura, 4 strikeouts, 5 walks, 5 hits on 1 earned run for the lefty. So Ty Hoker, the new pitcher, and the first pitch on the way is going to be in there for strike 1. So the 0-1 pitch from Hoker is going to be fouled off to the right. And quickly Hoker up 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way from Hoker. An off-speed pitch is going to be just outside for the first ball here to Nathan Pilati. So 1-2 count here to Nathan Pilati. As that one's going to be high and away. And the count's going to move to 2-2. So a 2-2 count to Pilati. That one's going to be fouled off as Barnes races over for it, but it's going to clear that fence over there on the right side. Nathan Pilati tonight already with a run and a hit and also a strikeout for the first place Brazos Valley Bombers. Ty Hoker the pitcher. 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. It's going to be grounded up the middle to Hoker. What a stop there by the pitcher. Throw over to Barnes for the first out of the inning. So Ty Hoker with the nice ground out there. And the next batter up here for the Bombers will be Danny Mitchell. First pitch on the way from Hoker to Mitchell. It's going to be outside and missing for ball one. Danny Mitchell, 2 hits tonight and an RBI for the Bombers. Hitting .313 on the season. As the 1-0 pitch on the way to Mitchell. That one's going to miss outside. And the count's going to even up, or excuse me, move to 2-0. Here to Danny Mitchell. It's going to be popped up into third baseman. Looks like it's O'Neal Lockridge out there at third. Could not get the ball as it bounces over that fence for a foul ball. So it looks like O'Neal Lockridge has replaced Michael Slayton out at third. And a 2-1 count here to Danny Mitchell. 2-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be swung on and missed. A big swing there by Mitchell. Nice pitch there by Ty Hoker. And the count moves even to 2-2. Two pitch on the way. It's going to be swung over towards the Bombers' dugout for a foul ball. So Danny Mitchell remaining alive here in this at-bat. Already 2 hits and an RBI tonight for the Bombers. Two pitch. It's going to be swung on and missed, but it's going to get past the catcher, Parker Osborne. And Danny Mitchell is going to be struck out, but Parker Osborne could not get under that ball. And the Bombers now with a runner on first. So Danny Mitchell strikes out, swinging, but Parker Osborne misses the ball. And Mitchell advances over to first base. As it looks like we're going to have a conversation between the Bombers coach and the umpire just trying to clear things up. So after Mitchell advances to first, Casey Danley will be the batter up for the Bombers with one out here in the top of the seventh. Casey Danley with 2 walks tonight for the Bombers, as Hoker's going to try and go over to first to try and get the pickoff. So after the pickoff attempt by Ty Hoker, the first pitch on the way to Casey Danley. An off-speed pitch, beautiful pitch, is going to be in there for strike one. So Danley with 2 walks tonight and a strikeout for the Bombers, as he has a runner on first with 1 out. Second pitch on the way from Hoker is going to be inside, almost hitting Danley there. But nonetheless, the count moves to 1-1. So 1-1 count here to Ty Hoker. From Ty Hoker to Casey Danley. Beautiful off-speed pitch is going to be in there for strike 2. So a 1-2 count here to Casey Danley, hitting .385 on the season for the Bombers, but is behind 1-2 here to Hoker. 1-2 pitch is going to be in there. It's going to be grounded by Parker Osborne, and the count remains to 2. So an even 2-2 count. Runner on first here for Danley. Pitch from Hoker. Hoker's going to throw over to first, almost getting that runner, as the runner almost jumping the gun, but remains safe over there on first base. So the 2-2 pitch is going to be on the way. It's going to be hit into the right center field gap. Running over is Howard. He cannot get there. And the Bombers might score a run here, as they're going to send him. No, they're going to pull him back. So a nice throw there. I couldn't tell who got that. I couldn't tell if it was a center fielder, Williams or Howard. Somebody hits the cutoff man and prevents that run from scoring. But the double there by Casey Danley means the Bombers have runners on second and third, and only 1 out here in the top of the seventh. Dylan Bonnert will be the batter up for the Bombers after the Casey Danley double. So deep waters here for the Generals, trying to keep this run off the board, as the first pitch is going to be swung on and missed by Dylan Bonnert. So a quick timeout here by Bonnert. Going to go over and talk to his third base coach, trying to figure out a strategy here, possibly to get this runner home to third. Ty Hoker trying to hold on here in the top of the seventh, as the Bombers with runners on second and third. Hoker getting the singles from his catcher, Parker Osborne, as the pitch going to be in there, swung on and missed. Big swing there by Dylan Bonnert, and the count quickly moves to 0-2. Fans trying to rally behind their pitcher, Ty Hoker, here, as they do not want the Bombers to score. So the 0-2 pitch on the way from Hoker. It's going to be swung on and missed. And a big strikeout there for Ty Hoker. And Bonnert goes down swinging. So after the big strikeout by Dylan Bonnert, Robin Adams, the power hitter for the Bombers, will be up here with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. First pitch on the way to Adams. An off-speed pitch is going to be in there for strike 1. Ty Hoker trying to get out of this inning with no damage done. But the big man, Robin Adams, with an 0-1 count. That one's going to be bouncing down in the dirt to even the count up to 1-1. Dangerous situation here for the Generals, as I mentioned already. Adams hit the grand slam last night, which means this could be dangerous with runners on second and third. 1-1 pitch to Adams. A big swing and a miss there, as Adams is swinging for the fences on that one. And Ty Hoker 1 strike away from getting out of this inning with no runs put up on the board. 6 hits tonight for the Bombers, 7 for the Generals, as the 1-2 pitch coming from Hoker. And it's going to be swung on and fouled back into the parking lot. Fans trying to distract Adams here to get this final out. Hoker gets the signs. 1-2 count. Pitch on the way to Adams. And Adams is going to swing at that one and foul it into the Generals' dugout to remain alive. Fans are getting anxious here in Victoria as they're trying to clap, helping their pitcher, Ty Hoker. 1-2 count to Robin Adams. Pitch is going to be on the way. Adams again fouling it into the parking lot. And Robin Adams for the Bombers doing a good job staying alive. So once again, the count sits at 1-2. Pitch from Hoker on the way. An off-speed pitch just high and away. And the count's going to move to 2-2. Hoker trying to trick Adams here with a nice off-speed pitch. Has a 2-2 count. Pitch on the way to Adams, and Adams is swinging at that one, and another foul ball. And Robin Adams once again staying alive here for the Bombers with this gritty at-bat. Not going to go down easy. Running that pitch count up here for Ty Hoker. 9th pitch of the at-bat. And that one's going to be bouncing in the dirt, and the count's going to move to full. So Robin Adams has seen 10 pitches this at-bat. And the count currently sits at 3-2. Big pitch here for Ty Hoker on the way. It's on its way, and it's going to be inside for ball 4. An 11-pitch at-bat results in a walk of the power hitter Robin Adams, and the Bombers with the bases loaded here in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. So the bases loaded now for Ryan Newman of the Bombers, who already has 2 hits tonight and an RBI. So it would be a tremendous achievement here if Ty Hoker could get out of this with nothing happening, as Ryan Newman has been hot all game, as the first pitch is going to be in there for ball 1. So 1-0 count here to Ryan Newman. One-0 pitch. That one's going to be in there for strike one. Newman thought it was a little outside, and I think he could have had the argument for it, but nonetheless the count moves to an even 1-1. So the 1-1 pitch on the way to Newman, and that one's going to be outside, just barely missing for a 2-1 count. Bases are loaded here for the Bombers. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Ryan Newman the batter, Ty Hoker the pitcher. 2-1 pitch on the way from Hoker. It's going to be grounded over to the left side. And the count's going to be even at 2-2. So the anxiety building up here for Generals fans as the bases are loaded for the Bombers. The 2-2 coming from Hoker. It's going to miss. And the count is quickly going to go full to 3-2 here to Ryan Newman. So a big point in the game here, 3-2 count with the bases loaded to Ryan Newman. 2 outs in the inning. Big pitch coming on the way from Hoker. And it's going to be outside for ball 4. And Ty Hoker is going to walk in a run for the Bombers. And the Bombers are going to take a 3-2 lead. And head coach Michael Oros is going to call the dugout and get the bullpen warmed up. And that could have been the last pitch we saw from Ty Hoker. So the Bombers take the lead with the walked-in run. And we're going to step aside here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, Bombers lead the Generals 3-2 after the walked-in run. And Ty Hoker's night is done for the Generals. And the new pitcher in will be Tyler Crouch. as he will be seeing Christian Sepulveda here with runners on all the bases as the first pitch from Sepulveda, to Sepulveda, is going to be high toward the shoulders for ball one. Once again, that's Tyler Crouch, the pitcher, with the bases loaded here, 2 outs. 1-0 pitch on the way to Sepulveda, a fastball right down the gut, and a missed swing there is going to make the count 1-1. So Ty Hoker's night finished for the Generals. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 1 earned run. Walking in that leading run here for the Bombers. It's a 1-1 count here to Christian Sepulveda. Nice off-speed pitch is going to miss for ball number 2. So a 2-1 count here to Christian Sepulveda. Bases are loaded for the Bombers. Pitch on the way from Crouch. That one's going to be high and away. And Tyler Crouch falls behind 3-1 here to Christian Sepulveda. Generals do not want to walk in another run here to give the Bombers some cushion. 3-1 pitch on the way. Crouch is going to throw that one in there. It's going to be a foul ball from Sepulveda. And the count goes quickly to a full 3-2. So bases are loaded here for the Bombers. 3-2 count to Christian Sepulveda. Tyler Crouch, the pitcher. Big pitch on the way. Pitch is going to be swung on by Sepulveda, and it's going to be caught in the infield, and over-the-shoulder catch by Tyler Crouch to end the inning. But the Bombers score a run on the walk, and they now lead the Generals 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. We're going to step aside. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Bombers regain the lead over the Generals in the top half of the 7th with the walked-in run by Ty Hoker. And the Bombers now lead 3-2. As the batter up for the Generals will see the first pitch in for ball 1. Batter for the Generals will be Trent Brown. As Brown's going to send that one deep into left, but it's just going to hook foul for the first strike. Trent Brown with 2 hits tonight for the Generals, playing very well here as he's trying to get on base here to try and get the Generals an opportunity to tie this game up. 2-2 pitch on, or excuse me, 1-1 pitch on the way to Brown is going to miss for ball 2. Cam Corsi on deck here as Brown takes a huge swing at that one, but cannot make contact with it, and it's going to even the count up to 2-2. So an even 2-2 count here to the hometown kid, Trent Brown. Pitch is on the way. That one's going to be inside. And the count quickly goes full. 3-2 count here to Brown. And it's going to be outside for ball 4. And just like that, the Generals will have a runner on first to start the bottom half of the 7th. Bombers head coach is going to come out for a mound visit, and we will be seeing a new pitcher in for the Bombers. And we're going to step aside. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the 7th inning. New pitcher in for the Bombers will be number 25, Bradley Griggs. And he'll be seeing Cam Corsi here as a runner's on first base. First pitch in there to Corsi will be strike 1. Starting pitcher tonight for the Bombers, Brad Vreel. 7 hits given up on 3 strikeouts and 2 walks as the second pitch to Corsi is going to be in there for ball 1. So a 1-1 count here to Corsi. That one's going to be outside. And the count quickly is going to move to 2-1. Two-one count here to Cam Corsi. Corsi's going to foul that one off right above the heads of the Victoria Generals in the dugouts. And the count's going to go even to 2-2. Two-two pitch on the way to Corsi is going to be in there for strike three. Looked a little outside. Cam Corsi did not agree with the call. But just like that, the first out of the inning has been recorded. So the catcher Parker Osborne will be the batter up here for the Generals with one out. As the first pitch to Osborne is going to be in there for ball one. So 1-0 count here with a runner on first, as the second pitch is going to be in there for ball two. No hits in the game tonight for the catcher Parker Osborne. As the 2-0 pitch is going to be high and away for ball three. And the catcher is quickly up 3-0 here on Griggs. 3-0 pitch is going to be inside for ball four. To draw the walk is the catcher Parker Osborne. And the Generals are now cooking here in the bottom of the seventh inning after the walk by Parker Osborne, which means there will be runners on first and second with only one out. The first baseman Nick Barnes will be the batter up here for the Generals, looking for a big hit. First pitch to Barnes is a huge swing and a miss for strike one. The 0-1 pitch here to Parker Osborne is going to be, or excuse me, not Parker Osborne, Nick Barnes is going to be fouled off to the right side. And the count will move to 1-2 here on the first baseman. So 1-2 count here to the first baseman, Nick Barnes. Pitch is going to be on the way. Barnes is going to send that one up the middle, but it's going to be scooped by the second baseman over for a double play. And that is going to end the inning just like that. So no runs in the bottom half of the seventh for the Generals. And we go to the eighth with the Bombers leading 3-2. We're going to step aside. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 8th inning. Bombers leading the Generals 3-2. First batter up here for the Bombers will be number 35, Chase Kemp. Tyler Crouch still on the mound for the Generals, as the first pitch from Crouch is going to be outside for ball one. So 1-0 pitch on the way from Crouch. That one's going to be outside. And the count's going to move to 2-0 here on Chase Kemp. So a 2-0 count to Kemp, and that one's going to be swung into right field. Chase Kemp got every piece of that baseball, but it hooked foul for the first strike. That might have been a huge play there for the Bombers if Kemp could have hooked that one into the foul territory, or excuse me, fair territory. That's a 2-1 pitch on the way. And that one's going to be sent into right, and that might be the home run he's looking for. Yes, it is. So a home run over the right field fence for Chase Kemp. And just like that, the Bombers add some cushion to their 3-2 lead, making it 4-2. So Chase Kemp fouling off a ball, which would have been a home run, and then the very next pitch sending one over that right field fence. And the Bombers now take a 4-2 lead. Is it? The first pitch on the way to Dylan Gardner will be a ball for the first ball. Second pitch on the way is going to be way outside. And that home run given up here by Tyler Crouch has him struggling to find the strike zone, as he's quickly down 2-0 to Dylan Gardner. 2-0 pitch on the way to Gardner. Gardner's going to take that one in there for ball number 3. And after the home run, Tyler Crouch falls behind 3-0. 3-0 count here to Crouch, and that one's going to be in there for strike one. So Chase Kemp with the home run, giving the Bombers a 4-2 lead. And strike two there by Tyler Crouch. The 3-2 pitch is going to be swung on and missed, and Crouch is going to strike out, Dylan Gardner swinging. So Tyler Crouch looked like he was rattled from that home run. Comes out and recovers from a 3-0 count to strike out Dylan Gardner, and the next batter up here for the Bombers will be Nathan Pilati. First pitch on the way to Pilati is going to be an off-speed pitch in there for strike one. Bombers lead 4-2 with one out. Nobody on base for Nathan Pilati, and Pilati's sending that one to right field. Howard's going back, clear back to the warning track, but it's going to be caught. And that was a scary hit there by Nathan Pilati as that ball carried clear back to the warning track. But Zach Howard nonetheless makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So back to the top of the order for the Bombers will be Danny Mitchell. Mitchell with 2 hits tonight, a strikeout and an RBI. As the first pitch to Mitchell is going to be in there for strike one. Second pitch on the way is going to be outside to even the count at 1-1. Mitchell hitting .294 on the season for the Bombers. As the 1-1 pitch is going to be down at the feet of Mitchell for ball number 2. So the count sits at 2-1. Bombers leading 4-2 here over the Generals after the Cody Kemp home run to right field. Two-one pitch, and Mitchell was checking his swing hard at that one. And they're going to say he did not go, as it looked like Kemp almost fell over checking his swing there. But the first base umpire is going to say he did not go. Michael Oros, the head coach of the Generals, is jawing with the umpire right now, as it did not look like the greatest call in the world. But nonetheless, the count moves to 3-1 here on Danny Mitchell, and Mitchell's going to swing at that one, and the count's going to move to full. So this could be a huge play here with the check swing saying that he did not go around, as it could add another base runner for the Bombers on a 3-2 count, and that one's going to be outside for the walk. So Tyler Crouch walks Danny Mitchell, and just like that, the Bombers with a runner on first base with 2 outs in the inning. Next up for the Bombers will be Casey Danley. Danley with 2 walks, a strikeout, and a hit tonight. First pitch on the way to Danley, and the runner's heading to second, and there's not even going to be a throw, as it looked like Danley threw his bat to the dugout. Not sure what is going on right now. Danley threw his bat to the dugout like he just got walked, possibly for a balk or something. Honestly, I'm not sure what is going on right now. But they're going to make the runner go back to first, as it looked like maybe the umpire called time. Nonetheless, the count moves to 1-0. For some reason, they made the runner, Mitchell, go back to first. And still some confusion out there on the field. But a 1-0 count here to Casey Danley. Still some confusion between both coaches, and it looks like we're going to have a mound visit here from the coaches of the Bombers. So basically what I saw happen was the pitch go in, and the runner on first stole over to second base, but for some reason having to go back to first, Casey Danley threw his bat to the dugout like he just got walked. And now we are having conversation between the Bombers and one of the umpires to try and figure out what is going on. But how it stands right now is Casey Danley will have a 1-0 count on him, and the runner having to go back to first base. So after all of that confusion, a 1-0 count to Casey Danley. After Crouch tries to throw over to first for the pickoff play. So a 1-0 count. One-0 count on the way. That one's going to be in there for ball 2. Casey Danley tonight looking to get that second hit of the game, as he's already been walked twice tonight and struck out once. As the pitch is on the way, there goes the runner to second. What a throw by Osborne. Just a little outside, though, for his second baseman. And just like that, the Bombers move the runner to second base with 2 outs here in the top half of the 8th. So runner on second for the Bombers. 2-1 count. Pitch is on the way. It's going to be swung on and missed. And the count's going to go even to 2-2. So an even 2-2 count here to Casey Danley. Tyler Crouch trying to get out of the inning. 2-2 pitch on the way, and it's going to hit him in the back. Danley takes one right in the letters on his back. And we go from a 2-2 count to runners on first and second for the Bombers. And head coach Michael Oros is going to come out for a quick mound visit to talk to Crouch. We're going to take about a 60-second break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals baseball as the Bombers lead 4-2 with runners on first and second with 2 outs. So back here in Victoria, 2 outs here in the top half of the 8th. Runners on first and second. New pitcher in for the Generals will be Matthew Swick. Tyler Crouch's night is finished after a strikeout, a walk, 1 hit, and 1 earned run given up. So Matthew Swick, the new pitcher. We'll see the first batter here for the Bombers, Dylan Bonnert. First pitch on the way from Swick is going to be outside for ball 1. Dylan Bonnert tonight with a strikeout and a walk for the Bombers as he has runners on first and second with 2 outs. One-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to be inside, almost hitting Bonnert right on the shoulder blade. And the count moves to 2-0. So a dodged bullet there by Matthew Swick because that would have loaded the bases up for the Bombers. 2-0 pitch on the way, and that one's going to be sent over to the shortstop, Cam Corsi, for the catch. But the Bombers score a run in the top half of the 8th and now lead the Generals 4-2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Bombers lead the Generals 4-2 as Bradley Griggs is still on the mound here for the Bombers. Right fielder Zach Howard will be the leadoff batter here for the Generals, as the first pitch on the way to Howard is going to be outside for ball 1. So the Generals looking to spark something here in this inning, as they gave up a run in the top half of the 8th. Second pitch on the way to Howard is going to be a huge swing and a miss. And the count's going to even to 1-1. Zach Howard with 2 hits and a walk tonight. Big night tonight for the right fielder. That's the 2-1 pitch. Or the 1-1 pitch is going to be in there for a ball. And the count will now go to 2-1. So a 2-1 count here to Howard. And Howard's swinging at that one. That one's going to get down in the gap. And Zach Howard is going to be hustling for a double. Howard's going to slide in there, and he's going to be safe on second. Nice heads-up play there by Zach Howard. And the head coach for the Bombers is hustling out to argue the call, as he thought he was out. But nonetheless, Zach Howard will move over to second for a double. And the Bombers head coach came out absolutely flaming hot, yelling at the umpire. But Howard is down to second with a double on good hustle. Very close play at second. Probably could have been called out, but instead will be safe. And the tying run will come to the plate. Center fielder Michael Williams. Williams with an RBI tonight for the Generals. And a quick time here to try and calm down Bombers pitcher Bradley Griggs. So the first pitch on the way to Williams. This could be the rally that the Generals needed, as it's going to be in there for strike one. Very, very, very close play at second, though. And honestly, I think it could have gone either way. But Howard was called safe, as the 0-1 pitch to Williams is going to be swung on and missed. And the count quickly is going to move to 0-2. One of the Bombers coaches came flying out into the field to argue the call. And I think he had an argument for it as well, as the 0-2 count on the way to Mike Williams is going to be fouled off, and it looks like he's going to lose a shin guard on the swing. And the count will remain at 0-2. So the Bombers, after that play, the Bombers looking to hold on here, as the Generals with a runner on second, nobody out. Michael Williams, the batter. 0-2 pitch on the way is going to be fouled off again. Once again, the tying run at the plate for the Generals. As a quick time here is going to be called. And it looks like we could be seeing a pinch runner for Zach Howard on second. Dylan Hutchison will come in to pinch run for Zach Howard. Just looking to add a little speed to the base pads. Runner on second base for the Generals. No outs here in the bottom of the eighth. Trailing 4-2. Michael Williams looking to spark a run here for this Generals offense. 0-2 pitch on the way to Williams. Williams is swinging at that one. It's going straight to the shortstop. Scoop on the way. Williams is going to get there to first safe. Everybody is safe. And the runner's now on the corners for the Generals with no outs. So what good hustle down the first baseline did Michael Williams have? And the Generals with runners on first and third and nobody out. Next up for the Generals will be the pinch hitter, O'Neal Lockridge. Looking to get something going here for the Generals after the good hustle play there by the center fielder, Michael Williams. Just continuing his impressive season for this Generals team, as the first pitch to Lockridge is going to be in there for strike one on the swing and miss. So runners on the corner here for the Louisiana native O'Neal Lockridge. 0-1 pitch on the way is going to be sent up the middle into the gap, and that is definitely going to score a run. Williams is going to go around to third, and just like that, the Generals cut into the Bombers' lead. The score now sits at 4-3. So clutch hitting there by the pinch hitter O'Neal Lockridge, and the Generals with runners on first and third with nobody out here in the bottom of the eighth. And we're going to have a quick mound visit here, as the Bombers coach is going to talk to Bradley Griggs, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a pitching change as Bradley Griggs threw his last pitch. We're going to take a quick break. Once again, runners on first and third, nobody out here in the bottom of the eighth inning. Bombers lead the Generals 4-3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Back here in Victoria, we sit in the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher in for the Brazos Valley Bombers will be Brady Batten, trying to get the Bombers out of this hole here, as the Generals have runners on first and third with nobody out in the bottom half of the inning, after O'Neill Lockridge with the clutch hitting scores a run to cut into the lead. And the Generals are sitting pretty nice right now here in the inning. 10 hits tonight for the Generals, 7 for the Bombers. Each team with 1 error. As stepping up to the plate for the Generals, we Luis Vargas, trying to make his name known for this Generals team, scoring a run. First pitch on the way to Vargas is going to be in there for strike 1. Fans getting a little feisty here tonight at Riverside Stadium as this game has picked up the intensity here in the 8th inning. Runners on the corner for Luis Vargas. 0-1 count. Vargas is going to try and bunt this one. It's going to get down to the third baseline, and just like that, the Generals are going to tie the game up. Vargas is going to be called out at first on the bunt, but the sacrifice squeeze is going to happen, and just like that, the Generals tie the game up 4-4, and O'Neill Lockridge is going to move over to third base with 2 outs here in the inning. Or excuse me, 1 out here. That was the first out, was the Vargas sac bunt. So a beautiful laid down bunt by Luis Vargas scores Michael Williams from third, and the Generals have tied the game up here in the bottom of the 8th. So a pinch hitter here will be coming on. It looks like it's going to be Luis Olivier is going to come on and pinch hit for Dominic Cox. Huge run here in the bottom of the 8th. All started off with the O'Neill Lockridge single, scoring a run to cut the lead to 4-3. And then just like that, a beautiful laid bunt by Luis Vargas on the sacrifice squeeze scores another run, and we are tied here at Riverside Stadium. So the pinch hitter Luis Olivier is going to come up to the plate. Runner on third base for the Generals. Could be a huge at bat here with only 1 out in the inning, as the fans are sitting anxiously in their seats. Base hit would score a run, as the first pitch is going to be in there for ball 1. The pressure has turned up here to the pitcher Brady Batten, as a 1-0 count here from Batten to Olivier. That one's going to be down in the dirt. O'Neill Lockridge is going to run home for the run, and just like that, the Generals are going to regain the lead 5-4 on the bad throw there by the pitcher Brady Batten. So 3 runs here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Generals regain the lead 5-4. That never give up mentality is what the Generals have lived by all season, and it continues here tonight, as the third pitch to Olivier is going to be outside, and Luis Olivier quickly up 3-0 in the count. And the tables have turned here in the bottom of the 8th, as Luis Olivier takes a 4-pitch walk, and with 1 out here in the inning, the Generals now with a runner on first base. Looks like we'll be seeing another pinch hitter here for the Generals. a pinch runner. It looks like Kyle Gutvig will be on first base, will be the pinch runner for Luis Olivier. Gutvig adding that speed to the bases. And Trent Brown will be the batter up here for the Generals. 5-4 lead for the Generals after scoring 3 runs in the bottom half of the 8th. Runner on first base for Brown, as that one's going to be in there for ball 1. The pitcher Brady Batten struggling to find the strike zone, as the energy has picked up here in Victoria. 1-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to be outside, and another ball from Brady Batten. And it looks like the third baseman, Robin Adams, is going to go out and talk to Batten, trying to give him some words of advice, just trying to calm him down here. As Trent Brown quickly up 2-0 in the count. Kyle Gutvig on first, the pinch runner. 2-0 pitch from Brown. That one's going to be in there for a strike. And the count moves to 2-1. Generals scoring 3 runs in the bottom half of this inning to regain the lead. As Brown is going to foul that one off to the right side. And the count's going to even to 2-2. So much like yesterday's game, one team holding a lead and the other team coming out and regaining it back quickly in crunch time. As last night we saw the Bombers hit a grand slam in the top of the 9th. And tonight we've seen the Generals score 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 pitch on the way to Trent Brown. That one's going to be outside for ball 3. And just like that, a 3-2 count here to Trent Brown. Brady Batten in trouble with only 1 out in the inning. 3-2 pitch on the way to Brown is going to be a walk. So on the 3-2 count, Brady Batten walks Trent Brown. And just like that, the Generals have runners on first and second with only 1 out in the inning. So we go back to the top of the order now for the Generals. And Cam Corsi will be the batter here. Corsi already with a hit and a run scored tonight and also a strikeout. So a huge explosion of 3 runs here in the bottom of the 8th has the Generals with a 5-4 lead. First pitch on the way to Corsi. Corsi's looking to bunt, but he's going to pull back. And that one's going to be outside for ball 1. Looks like we're going to be seeing another mound visit here to Brady Batten. And we're going to step aside here for a short minute. But once again, Generals adding 3 runs here in the bottom of the 8th inning, leading the Brazos Valley Bombers 5-4. So after the mound visit, we're back here in Victoria. Runners on first and second and only 1 out in the bottom half of the inning. Cam Corsi looking to bunt with a 1-0 count. Corsi's going to pull back and actually swing at that one and foul it back to the netting for the first strike. So just what you love if you're head coach Michael Oros, your guys come fired up in the bottom of the 8th, regaining a lead over the first place Brazos Valley Bombers. As a 1-1 count here to Corsi. That one's going to be in there for strike 2. And the count moves to 1-2 on Cam Corsi. Runners on first and second. The catcher Parker Osborne on deck. As a quick time here is going to be called by the pitcher Brady Batten. One-two count. Pitch on the way to Corsi. That one's going to be high. And the count's going to even back up to 2-2. So a 2-2 count to Cam Corsi. As the pitch is on the way, and it's going to be swung on and miss, and Cam Corsi is going to go down swinging here for the second out of the inning. So the catcher Parker Osborne will be the batter up for the Generals with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning with runners on first and second. First pitch on the way to Osborne is going to be in there for strike 1. Parker Osborne tonight, no hits and a walk. Oh, 1 count. Pitch is on the way to Osborne. He's going to check his swing at that one. He's not going to go, but it's going to be in there for a strike. And the count quickly moves to 0-2. Brady Batten looking to end this inning after this terror by the Generals. All the runners are running, and Gutveg is going to get thrown out at third on the steal attempt. But it doesn't matter because the Generals add 3 runs in the bottom half of the 8th, and we head to the top of the 9th. Generals lead the Bombers 5-4. We're going to step aside here for just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 9th inning. Matthew Swick is going to try and finish the game off here for the Generals. But the first batter he's going to have to face is the power-hitting Robin Adams. Adams with the grand slam last night as the first pitch is on the way. It's going to be hit up the middle, and just like that, first pitch at the at-bat, Robin Adams is on first with a single. So once again, we've seen it time and time again. The Brazos Valley Bombers will not quit and now have a runner on first base, and Ryan Newman will be the next batter up. So Ryan Newman, the batter here, with a runner on first base. Pitch from Swick is going to be in there for strike one. Generals not looking to have flashbacks of last night as they held a 2-run lead in the top of the 9th inning before eventually losing it, as I mentioned, to the grand slam. 0-1 pitch is going to be in the dirt, scooped up by Parker Osborne, and the count is going to move to 1-1. So you have Ryan Newman up to bat, Sepulveda on deck, and Cody Kemp in the hole. Kemp hitting a home run just a couple innings back, as the 1-1 pitch is going to be fouled off the mask of Parker Osborne. And the fact that he got up so quick is actually impressive, because that was a hard hit ball right off of his mask. And the count moves to 1-2. So a 1-2 count here to Ryan Newman with a runner on first. Matthew Swick looking for a big strikeout as the 1-2's on the way, and Newman's going to foul that one off to the left side. And the count remains 1-2. As I mentioned, a huge game for the standings in the TCL, as the Bombers sit in first with a 12-5 record, and the Generals sit in second with a 10-7 record. 1-2 count here to Ryan Newman, as a pitch from Swick is going to be in there. It's going to be grounded to the second baseman, Cam Corsi, over to first, and a bad throw from the shortstop, Ramos, who just recently checked into the game. And a dodged bullet there by the Generals, as a nice scoop there by the second baseman, Cam Corsi, but the throw from Ramos was long. But luckily, the catcher, Parker Osborne, ran down the line and was able to get the ball from bouncing into right field. But nonetheless, there will be an out here in the top of the first inning, the top of the 9th inning, with a runner on first. So the batter up for the Bombers will be Christian Sepulveda. He will have a runner on first base with one out. First pitch on the way from Swick is going to be high and outside for ball one. Would have been a huge play if the double play would have been rolled, but I think it might have been outran. So the 1-0 pitch here, as Swick is going to throw over to first just to make sure that runner does not get too big of a lead. So a 1-0 count here to Christian Sepulveda. And he's going to send that one to left field. And folks, that one might clear the wall. It's going to just go underneath the wall, but the Bombers are going to score a run here to tie back up the game. And this scrappy Bombers team does not give up in the 9th inning once again, as the Bombers tie back up the game 5-5, as Christian Sepulveda misses a home run by just a few feet as the ball bounces off the wall. And the Generals fans are stunned here at Riverside Stadium. Next batter up will be Chase Kemp, who already has a home run in the game. So this could be some bad waters here for the Generals, with a runner on second and only one out in the inning. As the first pitch on the way is going to be hit up the middle, grounded by the third baseman, Lockridge. He's going to throw over to first for the out. So a good play there by O'Neill Lockridge, but the runner advances to third. And there will now be 2 outs in the inning. So the runner moves to third base. And the next batter up for the Bombers will be Dylan Gardner. So as I was mentioning, Christian Sepulveda almost gave the Bombers the lead as he misses a home run by a few feet. As the ball hit the middle of the fence, and it would have gave the Bombers a 1-run lead. And once again, the Generals fail to hold on to a lead they hold in the top of the 9th. As last night they held a 2-run lead. Tonight it was a 1-run lead. And a pinch hitter in here for the Bombers will be Cole Coker. As the Bombers looking to regain the lead. As the first pitch from Swick is going to be in there for ball 1. So just an unfortunate unraveling of events if you're a Generals fan against the first place Bombers. Second pitch on the way from Swick, and that one's going to be grounded up the middle to Ramos. He's going to throw it over to first for the 3rd out of the inning. So you know Ramos with the ground out, but the Bombers add a run in the top of the 9th, and we will go to the bottom of the 9th inning with a tied 5-5 game. You're not going to want to miss any of the rest of this one, so don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back here with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning, Generals blow a 5-4 lead, and Parker Osborne will be the batter up here for the Generals to start the bottom half of the 9th. For the 2nd night in a row, the Victoria Generals blow a lead in the top of the 9th, and they're going to have to do their work here in the bottom half of the inning, as the first pitch on the way to Osborne is going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. Second pitch on the way to Osborne is going to be bouncing in the dirt for ball 1. So what an eventful last 3 innings it has been here at Riverside Stadium. Battle between first and second place, as that one's going to be down and out for ball 2. Brady Batten still the pitcher here for the Brazos Valley Bombers. 2-1 pitch on the way from Batten. That one's going to be in there for strike 2. And Parker Osborne quickly with an even 2-2 count. So an even 2-2 count here to Parker Osborne is going to be fouled off into the dugout. So Nick Barnes on deck for the Generals, and Dylan Hutchison will be in the hole. Pitch to Osborne's going to be in there for strike 3, and Brady, Brady Batten with the strikeout. Parker Osborne goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. Nick Barnes, the batter now for the Generals, as the first pitch to Barnes is going to be out for ball 1. Second strikeout of the game for pitcher Brady Batten, as the 1-0 pitch on the way to Barnes, and Barnes is going to ground that one over the head of the third baseman, and just like that, the Generals with a runner on first, and only one out here in the bottom of the 9th. So Nick Barnes continues his night of hitting, his second hit of the night. And it looks like Dylan Hutchison will be the batter up here for the Generals. So runner on first for Hutchison, as the first pitch to Hutchison is going to be in there for strike 1. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner here for Nick Barnes. So Thomas Jeffries will come in to pinch run for Nick Barnes, who got on with a single, his second hit of the game. And Dylan Hutchison, the batter. Jeffries adding a little more speed to the bases, as the 0-1 pitch is not going to happen, as the pickoff almost happens at first. Bombers believing that should have been the out. They're going to say he was safe, and another argument coming from the Brazos Valley coach. Once again, very close play at first on the pickoff, as Jeffries got too big of a lead there. The fans booing here as the Bombers coach comes out to talk to the umpire. Fans wanting the coach to be thrown out of the game right now. But Jeffries will be safe at first. And a 0-1 count here to Dylan Hutchison. Once again, this is a battle between first place and second place. Brazos Valley sits in first. Victoria sits in second. So the intensity is huge here at Riverside Stadium. High quality TCL baseball tonight, as arguably the two best teams in the league face off against each other. 0-1 count here to Hutchison. Hutchison's going to be swinging at that one. And Dylan Hutchison will quickly be down 0-2 in the count. So the Generals looking for a big hit here by Dylan Hutchison. Thomas Jeffries, the runner on first. Throw over to first again, just trying to get Jeffries to go back to first base, is Brady Batten. So after the throw over to first by Brady Batten, the 0-2 count here to Dylan Hutchison. Pitch is going to be on the way. There goes Jeffries to second, and Jeffries is going to be thrown out at second on the steal attempt. And just like that, that'll be the second out of the inning. So after the ball thrown there by Brady Batten and the pickoff on the steal attempt by Thomas Jeffries, Dylan Hutchison with a 1-2 count. Pitch on the way to Hutchison. That one's going to be down in the dirt. And the count quickly moves to 2-2. Two count here to Dylan Hutchison. Hutchison's going to swing at that one, and that'll be strike 3 as he goes down with a missed swing. And we're going to head to extra innings with the Bombers and the Generals all tied up at 5 here on this Friday night in Victoria, Texas. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 10th inning, and a new pitcher in here for Victoria will be number 48, Zach Smith. So pitchers tonight for the Generals, Gabe Secura started it off, and then Ty Hoker came in for relief, followed by Tyler Crouch, followed by Matthew Swick, and now Zach Smith as the first pitch on the way is going to be in there for ball 1. Nathan Pilati will be the batter for the Bombers. As the 1-0 pitch on the way to Pilati is going to be outside for ball 2. So Nathan Pilati tonight for the Bombers with a hit and a run scored, but also a strikeout. 2-0 count here to Pilati. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. Zach Smith throws his first strike of the game. Two-one count. 2-1 pitch is on the way. That one's going to be outside. And just like that, a 3-1 count here to Nathan Pilati to start the top of the 10th. Three-one count. Pitch on the way to Pilati. That one's going to be high, and Zach Smith is going to walk Nathan Pilati to start the top of the 10th inning. Back to the top of the order for the Bombers. Danny Mitchell will be the batter up. As a runner on first base for the Bombers. First pitch on the way. It looks like Mitchell was trying to bunt. He's going to get the bunt down. Beautiful dig there by Lockridge. Throw over to second to try and get the runner. And a close play at second. But they're not going to get him out. And that will be the first out of the inning. But the sacrifice squeeze works for Danny Mitchell, and the runner moves over to second base. Close play at the bag on second, as Ramos thought he tagged him out, but they're going to say tie goes to the runner. And now up to bat for the Bombers will be Casey Danley with a runner on second with one out. First pitch on the way from Smith is going to be in there for strike one. A lot of close calls in this game tonight. Just adds to the intensity that both teams have came with. 0-1 pitch on the way from Smith is going to be swung on and missed there by Danley. And the count quickly to 0-2. 2 walks, a strikeout, and a hit tonight for Casey Danley. 0-2 pitch on the way from Smith is going to be high. A nice catch there by the catcher, Parker Osborne. Count moves quickly to 1-2. 1-2 count to Danley, as that one's going to be down in the dirt, and the count's going to even up to 2-2. A base hit would be extremely dangerous for the Generals here, with that runner on second for the Bombers. 2-2 pitch on the way to Danley. That one's going to be high. And just like that, the count moves to full 3-2. Zach Smith in danger of walking Danley. 3-2 pitch on the way to Danley. Danley swinging and missing at that one, and that's going to be a strikeout for Zach Smith. So Danley goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. And next up for the for the Bombers will be Dylan Bonner. No hits tonight for Dylan Bonner. Runner on second with 2 outs in the inning. First pitch on the way is going to be popped up in the infield for a routine catch for Cam Corsi. And the Generals get out of the top of the 10th inning with no runs scored. So we go to the bottom half of the 10th. Generals and Bombers knotted up at 5. Fantastic game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals Baseball. back here in Victoria. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Bombers and Generals knotted up at 5. As the first batter up here for the Generals will be the center fielder, Michael Williams. Brady Batten still on the mound for the Brazos Valley Bombers. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 1 hit given up here by Batten. As the first pitch to Williams is going to be in there for strike 1. Michael Williams with a hit and an RBI tonight. As Williams is going to foul that one back into the parking lot for strike 2. So an 0-2 count here to the center fielder, Michael Williams. That one's going to be outside for ball 1. "25 pitches thrown so far by Bombers pitcher Brady Batten, as the 1-2 pitch is going to be in there for ball number 2. So 2-2 count here to Michael Williams. 11 hits tonight by the Generals, 9 by the Bombers. 2-2 pitches on the way. Williams is swinging at that one, and Michael Williams is going to go down swinging. So the recorded strikeout there by the pitcher, Brady Batten, adds the first out of the inning. O'Neal Lockridge will be the next batter up here for the Generals after the Michael Williams strikeout. First pitch to Lockridge is going to be outside for ball 1. O'Neal Lockridge played a huge part in that bottom of the 8th inning run that the Generals were on, scoring a run himself, as that one's going to be in there for strike 1 to even the count up to 1-1. Brady Batten tonight, 4 strikeouts. As that off-speed pitch is going to be in there for strike 2. So a 1-2 count here to O'Neal Lockridge. Pitch is on the way. It's going to be outside, and the count's going to even up to 2-2. Two-two count here to Lockridge. And an off-speed pitch is just going to miss the zone. And the count is going to go full to 3-2. Some of the Bombers dugout believe that should have been strike 3. But instead, O'Neal Lockridge sits with a 3-2 count. And just like that, O'Neal Lockridge draws the walk here with 1 out in the bottom of the 10th. So with a runner on first base now, and only 1 out in the bottom of the 10th inning, Luis Vargas will step up for the Generals. The 4th walk of the game for Brazos Valley pitcher Brady Batten. First pitch on the way from Batten to Vargas is going to be sent into right field. And a shallow run over for the right fielder is not going to get there. And the runner's going to advance, so Luis Vargas is going to be on with a single, moving Lockridge to second base. And the Generals with runners on first and second, and only 1 out here in the bottom of the 10th. Kyle Gutveg will be the batter up here for the Generals as he gets a quick talking to by head coach Michael Oros. So what a game we've seen tonight here at Riverside Stadium, as the first place Bombers and the second place Generals proving that they are the 2 best teams in the TCL this year. 5-5 game here in the bottom of the 10th inning. First pitch on the way to Gutveg is going to be in there for strike 1. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, 2 hits given up tonight by pitcher Brady Batten. As the 0-1 to Gutveg is going to be in there. A beautiful off-speed pitch by Brady Batten is going to be in there for strike 2. And quickly, Kyle Gutveg down 0-2 in the count. (0-2) pitch to Kyle Gutveg is going to be outside for ball 1. So a Neil Lockridge on second, Luis Vargas on first, Kyle Gutveg the batter. 1-2 count. Pitch is on the way. Gutveg's going to foul that one off to the right side. And remains 1-2. Yanel Ramos is the batter on deck. One-two hit to Kyle Gutveg. 1 out in the bottom of the 10th. Off-speed pitch is going to miss. And the count's going to move to 2-2. So a 2-2 count here to Kyle Gutveg, as Batten's pitch is going to be popped up in the infield, and this could be the second out of the inning. Yes, it will be. So Gutveg pops out, and with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 10th inning, Yanel Ramos will be the next batter up. So Yanel Ramos will be the batter here for the Generals. Runners on first and second with 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th inning. First pitch on the way to Ramos is going to be swung on. A huge swing there by Ramos. And that will be the first strike. So an 0-1 count here to Ramos. Quick timeout here by Brady Batten, trying to get the signals from his catcher. 0-1 pitch on the way to Ramos is going to be a huge swing once again. Swinging for the fences is Yanel Ramos. And just like that, Yanel Ramos falls behind 0-2 in the count. Brady Batten looking to get out of this inning with no damage done. 0-2 pitch to Ramos and strike 3. And Brady Batten sits down Yanel Ramos swinging. And we head to the top of the 11th inning with the Generals and the Bombers all knotted up at 5. Fantastic game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, we go to the top of the 11th inning. Generals and the Bombers all knotted up at 5. Zach Smith remains out on the mound for the Victoria Generals, and the batter up for the Bombers will be Robin Adams. So Robin Adams, the first batter here for the Bombers. First pitch on the way from Smith is going to be grounded to the second baseman Corsi for the routine throw over to first to Jeffries for the first out of the inning. So a one pitch ground out by Robin Adams results in the first out of the inning. Next up for the Bombers will be the designated hitter Zach Iverson, seeing his first action tonight for the Bombers. First pitch on the way to Iverson is going to be in there for strike one. One strikeout and one walk tonight for Zach Smith as he faces Zach Iverson, as the 0-1 pitch is just going to be outside to even the count up at 1-1. So a 1-1 count here to Zach Iverson, hitting .235 on the season for the Bombers. One pitch on the way. Iverson with the big swing. And a miss right there, and the count's going to move to 1-2. So a 1-2 count here from Smith to Iverson. One-two pitch on the way. An off-speed pitch is just going to miss the outside corner. And the count's going to even up to 2-2. Fans trying to rally behind their pitcher Smith. 2-2 pitch is going to be fouled off back into the parking lot by Zach Iverson. Once again, the first at bat for Zach Iverson tonight. Two pitch on the way to Iverson is going to be down in the dirt for ball 3, and we have a full count. So Zach Smith in dire need of getting a strikeout here to keep the ball rolling here for the Generals. 5-5 lead, or 5-5 tie for both teams, as the 3-2 pitch is going to be down and away for ball 4, and Zach Smith will walk Zach Iverson. So the walk puts a runner on first base for the Bombers with only one out. And up to bat for the Bombers will be Christian Sepulveda, who almost had a home run in the top half of the 9th, which would have gave the Bombers the lead, but instead drove in a run, which tied the game, as the first pitch to Sepulveda is going to be down and away for ball 1. So a runner on first base for the Bombers. Smith looks over. Pitch from Smith. Sepulveda with the huge swing. Could not make contact with the ball, and the count goes to 1-1. One count here to Christian Sepulveda. Runner on first for the Bombers. One out in the inning. 1-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed again. And the count's going to move to 1-2. One-two count. Pitch on the way. It's going to be swung on and missed, and another strikeout by Zach Smith as Sepulveda goes down swinging. So Chase Kemp will be the batter up for the Bombers here with 2 outs in the top of the 11th inning. First pitch on the way to Kemp is going to be outside for ball 1. Kemp already with a home run tonight for the Bombers. So this may be the guy who they want up to bat. 1-0 pitch on the way from Smith. There goes the runner. It's going to be popped up in the infield, but it's going to go foul back behind. And the count's going to even to 1-1. The runner at first took off there like he was going to steal, but the ball was fouled back for a 1-1 count. One pitch on the way from Smith is going to be grounded, and Parker Osborne cannot control the ball, and the runner will advance to second on the bad pitch there by Zach Smith. So the Bombers now with a runner on second base with 2 outs here for the batter Kemp. 2-1 count to Kemp is going to be swung on and fouled off to the right side. And Zach Smith is 1 strike away from getting out of the top half of this 11th inning. Two count to Kemp. 2-2 pitch on the way. It's going to be swung over. Line drive down the first baseline, just hooking foul. And that would have scored a run if that would have been fair. So a very, very lucky play there by Zach Smith, the pitcher, leaving that one up for Kemp, who sent that one down the first baseline just inches away from a base hit and possibly the game-tying run. 2-2 count here to Kemp. And it's going to be grounded again by Parker Osborne, and the count will move full to 3-2. So it looks like there's going to be a quick mound visit between Osborne and Smith as Chase Kemp with the 3-2 count with a runner on second base. 12 hits tonight for the Generals, 9 for the Bombers, 3-2 count to Kemp. Pitch on the way from Smith is going to be swung on by Kemp, grounded by Cam Corsi, throw over to first, and once again the Bombers get out of the top half of the extra inning with no damage done. We head to the bottom of the 11th. Generals and Bombers knotted up at 5. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with this fantastic game. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 11th inning. Generals and Bombers all knotted up at 5. As a new pitcher and for the Bombers will be number 5, Zach Iverson. And leading off here for the Generals will be second baseman Cam Corsi. So once again, that's Zach Iverson pitching for the Bombers. As first pitch on the way to Corsi is going to be in there for strike 1. Second pitch on the way to Corsi is going to be swung on and missed, and Cam Corsi quickly falls behind 0-2 in the count to Zach Iverson. So 0-2 count here to Corsi. Pitch on the way from Iverson is going to be down and away for ball 1. Cam Corsi tonight, 2 strikeouts and a hit for the Generals as the 1-2 comes in. It's going to be fouled off to the left side. The count remains 1-2. Cam Corsi hitting .300 on the season. As that one's going to be grounded over to the first baseman, but it's going to be thrown over to Zach Iverson, the pitcher, to step on the bag. And just like that, 1 out here in the bottom of the 11th. Next up for the Generals will be the catcher Parker Osborne. Parker Osborne with a walk and a strikeout tonight, as the first pitch from Iverson is going to be outside for ball 1. Second pitch on the way to Osborne is going to be flown into right field. Right fielder coming over to the shallow end to make the catch, and just like that, we have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 11th inning. So after Parker Osborne flies out to right, the first baseman Thomas Jeffries is going to come in for the Generals. First pitch on the way to Jeffries is going to be outside for ball 1. Thomas Jeffries, the former Brazos Valley Bomber himself, looking to possibly take the win here from his former team. As the second pitch on the way is going to be popped up in the infield, but it's just going to clear that fence for a foul ball. Thomas Jeffries hitting .313 on the season for the Generals, his first at-bat of the game. One count here from Zach Iverson to Thomas Jeffries. Pitch is on the way. That one's going to be down and away for ball 2. So the count moves to 2-1. As the third pitch from Iverson is going to be in there for strike 2. Jeffries thought it was a little outside, but nonetheless the count evens up. 2-2 pitch on the way to Jeffries is just going to be outside. Looked like it was almost in the same location as the last pitch. But Thomas Jeffries with a 3-2 count, looking to get something started here for the Generals. As Jeffries is going to foul tip that one back for a foul ball, staying alive. So 3-2 count here to the first baseman Jeffries, and he's going to barely get a hold of that ball and foul it off. Once again, Thomas Jeffries staying alive here against Zach Iverson. 3-2 pitch on the way is going to be in there for ball 4. And Thomas Jeffries is going to be on with a walk here in the bottom of the 11th. So after the Jeffries walk, next up will be Kyle Gutvig. Or excuse me, not Kyle Gutvig, Dylan Hutchison for the Generals. Dylan Hutchison, the batter. So the first pitch on the way to Hutchison is going to be outside for ball 1. So Jeffries, with his speed on first base, could be dangerous here with a bad throw or two. 1-0 pitch here to Dylan Hutchison. That one's going to be outside as well, and Dylan Hutchison quickly moves 2-0 in the count. Hutchison hitting .250 on the season for the Generals. Already with a hit tonight in his first at-bat. 2-0 count here to Hutchison. And he's going to swing at that one. That's going to go over to right field, folks. This one might be gone. It is a walk-off home run for Dylan Hutchison. And the Victoria Generals are going to take the game from the Brazos Valley Bombers on the Dylan Hutchison 2-run bomb. And just like that, folks, we have a final here at Riverside Stadium. Generals defeat the Bombers 7-5 on the Dylan Hutchison 2-run walk-off home run. So what a beautifully hit ball there by Dylan Hutchison. And almost a 4-hour game results in the Generals walking off in the bottom of the 11th inning. That will do for the 4-game series between the Bombers and the Generals. Generals take 3 games from the Bombers, and the player of the game has to be Dylan Hutchison after he hits the walk-off 2-run home run. And just like that, the Generals win the game 7-5. Generals will be on the road against the Cane Cutters on Saturday and Sunday before they go to Texarkana Monday and Tuesday before returning home Wednesday and Thursday against the Texas Marshals. Once again, final here from Riverside Stadium. 7-5 in the bottom of the 11th inning after Dylan Hutchison walks it off for the Generals. Thank you so much for listening, and this has been Victoria Generals Baseball.